Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning.
Come on, you guys can do better than that. Good morning.
Good morning.
All right, that was excellent. That was a great video, lowering the drinking age to 16. That's very interesting. There's some countries that don't even have a drinking age, and so that's a very good topic that you guys are discussing. So continue on. How many of you guys play high school sports? Excellent, excellent. How about a student body representative? JRTC, band, debate team, community leader, big brother, mentor. Excellent, excellent. Very, very good group. You guys are very well-rounded. Very excited to be here. First, want to acknowledge the Mississippi American Legion Boys State staff for their excellent work in executing one of the best programs in the country. And also, I want to take a moment to especially recognize Mr. Steve Guyton and Michael Sipp for their hard work and dedication in this program. Now, if you don't know Mr. Guyton, you need to. If you're applying to one of the academies, he needs to be part of your application process, along with the admissions officers. He's a great, great person to know. Thank you for giving me this great opportunity to speak to you. I know you guys must be tired. This is the fourth day of Boys State. Long days. You guys start early in the morning, go late at night. I guess I was just talking to some of the guys and said till 11:30. I'm sure your days are full of briefs, lectures, and then you guys still have intramural time. That's good. That's good. So if your buddy is falling asleep, please give him a nudge. Just stay awake for this. Hopefully there's some stuff that I can talk about that will that you can take away from this. So if not for for this brief, I'm gonna talk a little bit, give you guys a little bit of words of wisdom, and then talk about West Point, and then I'll get an opportunity to answer some questions. And then of course after this, it's a great opportunity for the college fair, and then we'll be there myself along with my admission staff here, the local staff. We have Mr. A.M. Zeidman, Colonel Shepard. He's out of the Jackson, Mississippi area, but he will travel to your location if you're within an hour or two. I'm sure you even travel even longer. And then we have Mr. Jimmy Ball, who's also assists with the college fairs. So I am from San Antonio, Texas, big Spurs fan. Like many of you, I played high school sports, football, basketball, baseball. I was student body representative, was in JRTC and the band, was a big brother mentor. I sat in your position 19 years ago. It's kind of, as I was writing this up, I was counting back how long it was, and 19 years is a long time. Sat in your position in Austin, Texas. You may not realize it now, but this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity that very few will get to experience. You are part of some notable Boys State alums, including presidents, corporate executives, public figures, entertainers, professional athletes. I think during my research, I saw Michael Jordan was a Boys Stater back in the day. I couldn't confirm it, but that was pretty interesting. And many more. You have been selected from your hard work, motivation, and potential and leadership to represent your school, your community, and of course yourself. Seize the opportunity. Put down your phones, introduce yourself, walk around, talk to others, meet as many people as you can, and not through Yik Yak, in person, okay? And I guess you guys now send each other, there's Snapchat, and then there's Twitter. Hopefully you guys are in community through Twitter feeds and stuff like that, but just put down your phones, talk to people in person. This is a great opportunity. Leave your comfort zone, challenge yourself. In the end, this whole week, it's essentially practice for the real world. What I want to address this morning is what you all share in common, and that's leadership. Some a little more obvious than others, but nonetheless, your attendance here shows that you have the leadership potential to take on the real-world task that you will face in the years to come. Now, what's your definition of a leader? And relax, guys, relax. I know I hear a serious thrown around several times, but just relax. Go ahead, just stand up and what's your definition?
Someone who knows leadership doesn't exist necessarily. Someone who sets an example others can help and follow. Someone who people can put trust in. Someone who helps guide people and lead them to their goals.
Good job. Do a couple more. Good stuff. Go to the very back.
One who coordinates with others for the benefit of the group and not the individual.
All right, excellent. We'll do one more.
One who sees a goal, knows what it means to accomplish that goal, and one who can pick up the followers and travel towards that goal, and who sets the standards of what is acceptable.
All right, excellent, excellent. Now, in every definition, we can agree that leaders, in their own style, work with a group of people to accomplish a given task, right? Yes. And now it's not going to work. All right, excellent. Now, after high school, I went on to attend the United States Military Academy, which is a premier leadership developmental institution. I graduated in 2003 and was commissioned in the United States Army as a second lieutenant. I went off to Fort Rucker, Alabama, to learn to fly one of the most technologically advanced and feared helicopters in the world, the Apache helicopter. So my branch is aviation. I have gone to lead soldiers in Korea, Iraq, Afghanistan, and of course stateside. Since high school to now, I have been a leader on campus, in clubs, teams, organizations, in the Army, for recreation, or even combat situations. Through these experiences, I want to give you my definition of leadership through the acronym of LEADER, L-E-A-D-E-R. The first, L. L represents love, not as an emotion, but as a behavior, shown as caring for others, your subordinates, and your organization. This selfless act demonstrates respect, modesty, and patience. Ultimately, you will bring out the best of others as they will go the extra mile to support your mission, to achieve that common goal, right, that everyone was talking about. This quote from one of the best and most successful coaches in NFL history, Vince Lombardi: "I don't necessarily have to like my players and associates, but as a leader, I must love them. Love is loyalty, love is teamwork. Love respects the individual. This is the strength of any organization." The E. E is to encourage others through motivation and building confidence. There will definitely be less than ideal situations that you'll face that negatively impacts morale. But be their cheerleader. Be their support. The simple task of just talking to people and learning about them, learning not only about what they do at work, but about their families, about their kids, where they're attending school, just the simple thing of knowing their names. You will eventually collect what you can do or the activities that you can schedule to boost and motivate their morale and confidence. Trust me, a motivated and confident organization executes powerfully well. The A characterizes you as an apprentice. You need to be consistently watching, criticizing, and learning, whether it is from your subordinates, your peers, your superiors, or even from yourself. You should have mentors who you can talk to, seeking their guidance and leadership. Ultimately, you are developing your own personal style. Thanks. Your own personal style of leadership through experience and, of course, practice. D is for doing the right thing at all times, even when no one is watching. That second part, even when no one is watching, okay? If you preach one way and then when everyone's not around, you're doing something totally different, you don't fully grasp the whole intent behind it. You're always under careful surveillance by others, and as a leader, action speaks louder than words. You will be tested too. Trust me, you will be tested. In whatever organization, team, group, project, members that you're going to be part on, they're going to try to test you. They're going to try to see what they can get away with. And if you let them get away, then you lower the standards. Okay, so ultimately, stand your ground, believe in what you know is right, and lead by example. And relax. Okay, R is to relax. Just take a deep breath, collect, and compose yourself. As a leader, you will have the most responsibilities, and you will be faced with tons of stress, and you will be challenged. And the last thing you want to do is shut down, right? No one's going to want to, your people are going to look up to you and try to seek, for your decision. And if you shut down, then the whole team, the whole project goes bad. If you do feel overwhelmed, don't be afraid to assign tasks. Okay, don't be afraid to assign tasks and ask for help. Continue with scheduling and managing time for yourself, your own hobbies, rest, vacation time, and of course, family. Again, this is my definition of leader through my training, my faults, and my experiences. Now let's recap. What's L? Love, right? Love for others, the group. What's the E? Encourage. Excellent. Encourage others through building confidence, motivation. And what's the A? Apprenticeship, right? Continue to learn. Continue to challenge yourself. All right, what's the D? All right, doing the right thing, right? Doing the right thing at all times, even when no one is looking. All right, what's the next E? What's the next D? Did I miss that? I missed it, right? All right, it's okay. Expect to make mistakes, okay? Expect to make mistakes. I heard a couple of you guys throw some stuff out there, so it was kind of interesting. I missed the second E, but expect to make mistakes, okay? No one's perfect. We are all human. Even the natural-born leaders will make mistakes. Okay, from this, of course, learn from your mistakes. Continue building on your own leadership style through the mistakes that and of course, you'll learn from it. First, second time, if you continue to make the same mistakes, then it's not good, okay? There's an issue there, right? But the greatest learning is from your own mistakes or even the mistakes of others. That you read about it, you watch it, just by watching people, you'll take from their own personal style of leadership and you'll put it in your own little, in the Army, we say we have a little kit bag. You put it in your own little kit bag, 10, 15, 20 years later, your own leadership style is going to be the styles of everyone that you've watched throughout the years, your mentors, other leaders, your peers, everyone that you've watched throughout the years. And now the last R. Exactly, just relax, okay? Just relax. To me, this is probably the most important. There's even during combat situations, that we're faced, there's times we'll fly 5-6 hours a day, 6-7 days a week, sometimes 30 days straight, and everything's just so fast-paced. There's 4 radios that I got to listen to. I have a map in one lap. I have a clipboard trying to take notes in another, and my cockpit is just full of paperwork from our mission briefs and everything. Everything goes pretty fast. Sometimes I just have to shut everything down, take a deep breath, and it's like, okay, I got this. It's fine. We can do it. Because everyone's trying to ask you for your guidance. They're trying to ask you, sir, what do we do next? What's going on? What do we do? What do we do? If you shut down, then that's it. Then that's it. Because there's other people not only within the team that's relying on you, but there's other people that's not directly impacted by you, but in their own sense, they are directly impacted. Like for myself, we worked with the ground infantry guys. If someone shuts down up in the air, now they don't have air support, right? So just relax. Now I know many of you already, especially if you had an application open for West Point, I am currently serving as a missions officer for West Point. My responsibility is to assist you through this long application process, okay? You guys are all juniors, right? So you guys, through this next year, you're going to start talking to other colleges. You're going to start applying. You know, you have your common apps, and then you have your individual apps for each school. If you're applying to an academy, academy applications are very unique. You know, it's a long, long process. It can take up to almost a whole year, you know, even longer. You know, you can start an application as early as your junior year, the January 15 of your junior year. And the application is due February 28, and people still get their applications closed because they don't finish in time. Okay, so that is my role, you know, as a mission officer, is not only to review, interview you, or, you know, look at your file, but also to assist you through this whole process, you know. And ultimately, before I send it forward to a board of 25, 30 colonels and lieutenant colonels that reviews your file for decision, I make sure it's the best possible file before it goes forward, okay? Now, just a show of hands, who's going to SLE? Which is our summer camp.
Going to a leadership camp for the academies this summer.
For West Point. How about for Navy? Air Force? One for Air Force, wow. Oh, two, all right. How about Coast Guard? It's okay. No Coast Guard, okay. Okay, all right, excellent. Actually, I heard Coast Guard has one of the best summer camps, so all right, excellent. Cool. Now, have you guys going up to West Point for their sports camps? Lacrosse, football, baseball? Okay, all right, excellent. Now, if you have a strong desire for service and leadership, consider the United States Military Academy, okay? Just know that you are not attending West Point to become a businessman, a doctor, a lawyer. You know, you'll eventually get into that profession, but first and foremost, every cadet or every student trained, inspired, and educated to become leaders of character. There's that leadership word, right? You know, again, West Point's the premier leadership developing institution. Okay, so everyone there, they're developed to become leaders of character, because when they graduate, you'll be commissioned in the United States Army as a second lieutenant. Okay, your first job will be as a platoon leader. So what's a platoon leader? You're going to have 40 plus soldiers that you're going to be responsible for. Okay, you're not only responsible for their morale, their health, their wealth, or their health, welfare. You know, you're also responsible for their families too. So you can imagine, you're 24, 25 years of age. Now you got to take care of, you know, soldiers that are some twice your age. You know, you're also worried if their spouse enrolled in, you know, has medical insurance, their kids are going to school. You know, so you're gonna have a great deal of responsibility, but as a leader, that's what you want, you know, and you'll be more than prepared to take on that challenge. Now as you do your research, you'll start seeing all these different resources, you know, Princeton Review, Forbes. There's tons of rankings online, you know, that's not one of these main ones, you know, but you should not focus on the number, okay? You should not focus on the number, because there are some great schools out there that aren't ranked. You know, but I'm just showing you this because West Point, we're not just a military school, okay? If you didn't know anything about West Point before this, or if you did, and your idea of West Point was just a military school, we are more than that. You know, we are also a very sound academic school, okay? We are ranked up there with Harvard, MIT, Stanford. Some years we even beat them out, okay? We're not just a military school. Now, here's the thing for West Point. If you have a desire to attend West Point and want to be a leader and serve the nation, you have that opportunity, okay? With whatever SAT, ACT score you have, of course, the higher the better, but even if you have a 24 ACT, you know, you have an opportunity for West Point. You will get looked at for West Point. You will get serious consideration for West Point. If you're trying to apply to Harvard with a 24, what do you think they're going to do? They'll probably send you a very nice, you know, well-written letter, you know, like that young lady for Duke. Did you guys see that rejection letter response that she wrote back? You know, so I mean, you know, I'm sure, you know, but she had some excellent grades. You know, they just didn't have a spot for her. But if you're trying to apply to any of those schools with a low ACT score, you know, they're most likely not going to look at you. Okay, but West Point will look at you. Okay, if you show the potential to learn and to lead, well, we understand, as you start maturing, as you start growing, some of the best leaders didn't have the high SAT scores. Okay, General Patton almost graduated dead last in the class, and look how well he turned out, as a leader. So the days are long. Probably similar to what you're seeing here, what you see in high school. You have class early in the morning. You wake up, classes in the morning, lunch, classes in the afternoon. After classes, you have your intramurals, club practice, training. You work out on your own. You go to dinner. After dinner, you have study hall, mandatory study hall. Okay, it's your time. You don't have to be studying the whole time, but it's your time. Okay, no one's going to walk around, make you study, but it's your time. If you're done by 9 o'clock, you want to go to bed, you can go to bed. If you want to watch Netflix, it's your time. Okay, and then you're in bed, get a good night's rest, 3-4 hours, you're back up at it again. Okay? You get longer than that. You get 4 or 5 hours. All right, what do we look for? What do we look for? We look for the well-rounded individual. Okay? You fit the perfect mold for West Point. Okay? Now, you guys have the high scores. You guys are, involved in your school, in the community. That's what we look for, the well-rounded individual. We want to make sure you've excelled academically. We want to make sure you show leadership potential through the activities you participate in school, out of school, whether it's sports, clubs, Big Brother mentorship program, if you build houses. That's what we look for. We want to make sure you're involved. Now, if you send me a resume that says you're a lieutenant general rank in Call of Duty, what does that say? What's that say? It's good, right? I mean, you guys are like, yeah, that's awesome. That's what I am. But that shows me that you probably play 5-6 hours a night Call of Duty to get to that rank. You probably spend a lot of time playing video games. We don't want to see that. We want to make sure you're involved in school, okay? Now, if you can do everything and achieve that rank, that's great. But that just tells me that you probably get no sleep. You probably do everything what you have to do. Do you finish your homework and stay up till 2-3 o'clock playing video games, okay? All right, so we want to see that you're involved, okay? Balance your schedule. Balance it out. And then we want to see that you physically fit. Okay, that you're physically fit, that you can run, jump, throw a basketball, you can participate, compete on a team, So we want to see that you're physically fit, okay? And so for academics, the main thing, SAT, ACT, okay? SAT, ACT, okay? Keep taking it. We take your best scores, okay? So don't be afraid to take it 5, 6, 7 times. We take your best scores. Okay. Leadership potential, like I said, things like this, Boy State, Eagle Scout, things that you are actively pursuing, using your time wisely is what we look at, okay? Each file that I review takes about 20, 30 minutes, okay? I look at everything, that you've done, even the things that you can't check off, on our application. If you just put it in the remarks section, I will Google it and I will learn about it, and I'll give you credit for it. Okay, I just learned about 4-H. Any of you guys do that? Participate in that? All right, I was reviewing a file. This person really didn't have much, wasn't really participating much in school, and everything was 4-H. And I realized not only is he making a lot of money doing that, I guess he's raising cattle and selling it and stuff like that, but it takes time. You're raising another life, so you got a lot of credit for that. So. And then, of course, physical fitness. And then I go further and look at your character and motivation, okay? Character, I look at your evaluations from your teachers, your recommendations, talking to my field force, talking to Mr. Guyton, because they interact with you, and then they know how you are, so I take all that into consideration. And then motivation. If you're completing the file, then you're very motivated. It's a long application. You will see. For those that have an application open with West Point, you'll see it's a long process. These are 3 of the 12, I believe, that were accepted to West Point this year. I just didn't get the pictures of the other ones, but you know, they all did Boys State, and I believe even Maggie did Girls State. So, you guys recognize any of them?
Tupelo kids, Eichert and Bennett Barber. Tupelo kids.
Excellent, excellent. Now, to be considered for West Point, you have to be qualified academically, physically, medically, and also receive a nomination, okay? And I'm sure you guys, you know, I'll answer questions on that, or, you know, all that can be found on through our website on how that's all achieved. After 47 months, this is truly one of the greatest days that you'll remember for the rest of your life, graduation day. This was just last Saturday. The class of 2015 just graduated. You know, 47 months of blood, sweat, no blood, sweat and tears that they put into West Point. You know, this is truly one of the greatest days that they'll remember. You know, if you never cried in your life, and this is the day that you may shed a tear, okay? Because it is truly a very stressful time that you'll go through, a challenging time. You know, you're going to be put to the test every single day, and when you get to that day, it is truly one of the greatest days that you'll remember. But just know, that's not what West Point's about. Okay? West Point's educating, training, and inspiring students to become leaders of character. Just like this graduate, after 9 months of going through his basic course, he finds himself deployed to Afghanistan on top of a mountain, advising 3 Afghans. You know, his soldiers are pulling security around them, you know, waiting for him to give them guidance, you know, waiting for him to lead them, you know, through whatever situation that they're about to face. You know, you may not be in exactly this situation, but you can be here in Fort Hood, Texas, you know, making those very difficult decisions, okay? And that's what West Point will prepare you for. Now, this is my contact information. Email is the best way to contact me. I know I didn't put my phone number up there, but if you email me, I'll try to respond back within 24, 48 hours. Mr. Zeidman, his email contact's also on here. If you contact him, and you tell him you live in Jackson, Mississippi, he will give you the address and contact for Colonel Shepard. Okay, so, and use them, okay, talk to them, you know, because they know the area that you're applying from. They know your competition. Okay, and at the end, I'll ask them, I was like, you know, sir, who is your choice for West Point? You know, who do you want to push for? Who do you vouch for? And then, you know, give me a name, and then I'll do everything I can on my end. If not West Point, try to send you through prep school or through some other means to get you to West Point, okay? Don't give up, okay? If West Point is where you desire to be at the end, I know I'm going to admission, as an admissions officer now, if West Point's where you desire to be, don't give up, okay? Continue applying. Each year we have 30 to 40% of our incoming class who are reapplicants. Okay, they did at least 1 year of college. Last year we had a young lady complete 4 years of college and come to West Point. You know, I went to college for 2 years before West Point. Okay, 4 of the 5 admissions officers did college before West Point. So don't give up. You know, if you don't make it the first time, continue applying, improve yourself. You know, 1 or 2 year wait, it's definitely worth the wait. So.